You don't owe anyone your peace. Not anymore. After 70, your life becomes a treasure, not something to be wasted on toxic relationships or emotional burdens. You've lived, you've learned, and now it's time to protect what matters most: your peace, your health, and your happiness. But here's the truth most people ignore. Even at 70, many suffer in silence, trapped by guilt, habits, or old loyalties. That stops today. In this video, we'll talk about 5 types of people you must cut out of your life after 70, not out of cruelty but out of self-respect and self-preservation. Let's begin with the first kind of person you need to walk away from, permanently. 1. The constant complainer, the emotional drain on your spirit. You know the type. Every time they walk into the room, the energy drops. The conversation turns gray. There's always something wrong: the government, the weather, their health, your health, the past, the future. They don't just complain. They infect your spirit with negativity. After 70, your emotional energy is not infinite. You have every right to choose peace over pessimism. Every right to say, "I didn't come this far in life to carry someone else's darkness." Why they're so dangerous? They create stress without offering solutions. Stress at your age is more than uncomfortable, it's deadly. Chronic stress raises blood pressure, weakens immunity, and steals joy. They make your problems feel heavier. Instead of support, they bring comparison. If you mention back pain, they'll talk about how their pain is worse. If you talk about loneliness, they'll drown you in theirs. They never listen. Only unload. Conversations with complainers aren't mutual, they're dumping grounds. But here's the worst part. You may have known this person for decades, a sibling, an old friend, even a spouse. You may feel guilty even thinking about distancing yourself. But ask yourself, do they uplift your spirit or weigh it down? Do they make you feel alive or emotionally tired? When you leave their presence, do you feel better or worse? If the answer is always worse, it's time to take action. What you can do: set boundaries. You don't have to block them completely. Start by limiting your time and redirecting negative conversations. When they complain, gently change the subject or end the call. Communicate your need for positivity. Sometimes people aren't aware of their behavior. A soft but honest statement like, "I'm trying to focus on peaceful things now, let's talk about something lighter," can work wonders. Give yourself permission to say no. You're allowed to protect your peace. Even if it's family. Even if they don't understand. Your well-being matters. 2. The manipulator, the one who uses guilt and control. They may come disguised as a well-meaning relative, a longtime friend, or even one of your own children. But look deeper and you'll see the truth. They use your love as leverage. How they manipulate. Guilt trips. "After all I've done for you?" Control disguised as concern. "You can't live alone anymore, it's dangerous." Silent punishment. Withdrawing love or communication when you don't do what they want. These people don't see you as an equal. They see you as someone to be managed, handled, or used for their emotional needs or convenience. At 70 and beyond, you deserve freedom, not emotional blackmail. Why it's so toxic? You start second-guessing your decisions. You suppress your needs to avoid conflict. You feel like you're walking on eggshells, even in your own home or family. This isn't love. Love is respectful. Love honors your choices. What you can do: recognize the pattern. Manipulators thrive in confusion. When you name the behavior, even silently, you take away its power. Reclaim your voice. You don't need to argue. A calm, clear statement like, "I know you care, but I have the right to make my own decisions," can shift the dynamic. Minimize dependency. If possible, reduce your emotional or financial reliance on them. Build a support system of true allies, people who love you without strings. 3. The gossip, the whisper that destroys trust. They bring you stories, always about someone else. They pretend to be just sharing or warning you, but make no mistake, if they talk about others behind their back, they will talk about you too. Why this person is dangerous? They stir drama where there is none. They erode your trust in others. They invite negativity and judgment into your space. You've spent a lifetime learning lessons, building relationships, and trying to understand people better. You don't need anyone polluting your mind with hearsay, half-truths, or jealousy. And let's be honest, gossip is poison dressed as entertainment. What you can do: don't engage. When they begin, stay neutral. Say, "That's not my business," or "I'd rather not talk about people who aren't here." Distance yourself slowly. You don't have to make a scene. Just be less available. Over time, the gossip will drift toward more willing ears. Surround yourself with people who talk about ideas, not people. Uplifting conversations create uplifting lives. In part 1, we uncovered the first 3 people you must let go of to preserve your peace. The constant complainer, the manipulator, and the gossip, all masters at draining your joy, confidence, and energy. But we're not done yet. 2 more kinds of people remain, and these ones are often harder to spot, yet far more destructive if left unchecked. Today we're starting with one that many elders don't even realize is harming them until it's too late. For the taker, the one who always needs but never gives. This person is subtle. They don't argue. They don't shout. They don't create open drama. Instead, they slowly chip away at your time, your resources, your emotional bandwidth, all while offering nothing in return. They can be that distant family member who only calls when they need money. That neighbor who constantly needs a favor, but is never there when you need help. That so-called friend who expects you to listen for hours but never asks how you're doing. How to spot a taker. You feel drained after every interaction even if they're polite. They always have an emergency but never a thank you. You realize the relationship is one-sided, they expect your time, attention, or help but never offer it freely. Why they're so harmful at this stage of life. After 70, your energy is sacred. You no longer have time to play therapist, banker, or problem solver for people who only reach out when it benefits them. Helping people is a beautiful thing, but only when it comes from a place of mutual respect, love, and balance. When you're constantly giving and never receiving, that's not kindness, that's exploitation. Here's the harsh truth. Some people don't love you, they love what they can get from you. And once they've taken enough, they move on, leaving you feeling empty, used, and sometimes even ashamed. But it's not your fault. You were generous, and that's something to be proud of. What matters now is setting new standards. What you can do. Pause before saying yes. Ask yourself, will this cost me peace, time, or energy I don't have to spare? Stop over-explaining. You don't owe anyone an excuse for saying no. It's simple. I'm focusing on my health and peace these days. Is more than enough. Say yes to yourself instead. Use that time and energy to invest in your own joy. Read, walk, rest, pray, meditate, explore hobbies, or call someone who truly values you. Your time is precious now. Give it to those who deserve it, not those who only come to take. 5. The pity seeker, the one who keeps you stuck in the past. This one is especially dangerous. Why? Because they operate from a place of shared pain, not shared growth. They bond with you over old wounds. They call to reminisce about the bad times. They remind you of regrets, failures, and traumas. And while you may think it's comforting at first, the truth is they're keeping you stuck in the past. Remember how your son betrayed you? I still can't believe your husband left you like that. Life was never fair to us, was it? They come wearing the mask of empathy, but they are anchors, not lifelines. They don't help you heal. They help you relive your pain, again and again and again. Why it's so toxic after 70? You've already survived so much. You've already faced your storms. This is your time to rise above and make peace with the past, not be dragged backward by it. The pity seeker doesn't want healing. They want company in their suffering. They fear your growth, because it reminds them of how stuck they are. They'll say, you've changed, as if it's a bad thing. They'll say, you forgot where you came from, when really you're just trying to move forward. You cannot let anyone keep you living in old pain when your soul is craving lightness, closure, and freedom. What you can do. Shift the tone of your conversations. If they bring up painful memories, redirect the energy. Say, yes, it was hard, but I've made peace with it. Let's talk about something positive now. Refuse to dwell. Pain is a visitor, not a roommate. Don't let anyone turn your wounds into wallpaper. Choose people who inspire forward motion. At this age, you need people who talk about dreams, peace, joy, God, family, forgiveness, healing, laughter. Not those who want to sit in the ashes of yesterday. You've cut them out. You've taken the brave step, and distanced yourself from the people who drained your energy, used your kindness, and dimmed your light. But now, something unexpected shows up. Guilt, doubt, sadness, even loneliness. You start asking yourself, was I too harsh? What if they change? What if I end up all alone? This is the hidden battle no one talks about, the emotional aftermath of choosing peace over people. But here's the truth. Just because something hurts doesn't mean it was wrong. In this part, we're going to talk about why guilt shows up when you remove toxic people, how to release it without regret, and how to begin rebuilding a circle that reflects your new peace. Let's begin. 1. Why you feel guilty after letting people go. Letting go of people is not just a decision, it's a process. Especially when those people have been in your life for years or even decades. Here's why guilt often follows. Conditioning from childhood. You were likely raised to be nice, respect your elders, keep the family together, and forgive everything. Those are noble values, but they were never meant to make you a doormat. You were never told, it's okay to protect your peace. It's okay to say no to abuse. It's okay to walk away, even from blood. So when you finally do, guilt arises, not because you did something wrong but because you did something new. B. The loss of familiarity. Sometimes we miss the familiar even if it was toxic. You may miss their voice, their habits, the way they always called every Sunday. Not because it was healthy, but because it was predictable. Change, even when it's for the better, still brings grief. C. Fear of judgment. You worry about what others will say. She abandoned her own son. He doesn't care about family anymore. She thinks she's too good for us now. But those who misunderstand your boundaries were never trying to understand your pain. They're not living your life. You are. 2. How to release the guilt and embrace your freedom. Remind yourself, you didn't cut them out, they removed themselves. Let's be honest. They didn't leave your life because you said no. They left because they could no longer use you, control you, or manipulate you. Your boundaries simply revealed the truth of the relationship. They had the chance to love you better. They chose not to. That's not your guilt to carry. B. Feel the grief but don't feed it. It's okay to cry, to miss them, to feel moments of sadness. Grief is not weakness. It's proof that your heart was real. But don't confuse missing someone with needing them back. Let yourself grieve the relationship, but don't reopen the door to pain just to silence the sadness. Let it pass through you like a wave. Then stand again in your freedom. C. Replace guilt with gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you lost, shift your heart to what you've gained. Peace of mind. Quiet mornings without stress. Relationships that feel mutual. Self-respect. Every time guilt creeps in, say to yourself, I'm not cruel. I am healing. I am protecting my peace. I didn't cut people out to hurt them. I did it to heal me. 3. How to rebuild a healthier circle of people in your life. Cutting people out creates a gap, and it's vital to fill that gap intentionally. Not everyone deserves access to you, but someone does. Here's how to attract and nurture the right kind of people. Look for soft energy, not just familiar faces. Now is the time to seek people who speak gently, friends who listen more than they talk, neighbors who make you feel safe, spiritual companions who bring you closer to inner calm. You're not looking for entertainment, you're looking for peaceful presence. B. Engage in new communities. Don't let age fool you, it's never too late to form meaningful connections. Try local community centers, book clubs or walking groups, religious or spiritual gatherings, volunteer opportunities, online forums for seniors who share your interests. Start small. One smile, one shared story, one kind gesture at a time. C. Give yourself permission to be selective. You've earned the right to be picky. You don't need a big crowd, you need a few good souls who love you for who you are, not what you offer. Watch for these signs. You feel lighter around them. They respect your space. They don't pressure you to be anything but yourself. This is your new tribe, not built on obligation but on authenticity. 4. Nourish the most important relationship, the one with yourself. In this season of life, one of your deepest missions is to become your own best friend. That means enjoying your own company, speaking kindly to yourself, letting go of shame from the past, celebrating your small joys, being proud of your growth. You may have cut out people who once defined your identity. Now you get to redefine yourself, not by what others think but by what brings you peace. Spend time alone without feeling lonely. Go on walks, tend to your plants, listen to music, talk to God, reflect, write, dance, dream. You are not too old to be free. You are not too late to be happy. The light at the end of the journey. You've cut ties. You've faced the guilt. You've mourned the loss and started walking toward peace. But now comes the real question. What's next? You didn't let go of toxic people just to sit in silence. You did it to create space, for joy, for healing, for growth, for real love, and most importantly, for yourself. In this final part, we'll explore how to truly thrive after letting go, how to fill the emotional space left behind, how to strengthen your inner world, how to live a life filled with deliberate happiness, and how to grow spiritually, emotionally, and even socially after 70. Let's begin. 1. Reclaim your space physically and emotionally. Letting go of toxic people isn't just about people, it's about the energy they left behind. Clean up your environment. Look around your space. Are there photos that remind you of painful relationships? Gifts or items from people who hurt you? Things that carry emotional weight you no longer need? Start decluttering, not just for the sake of cleaning but for emotional release. Every item you remove creates room for peace. Every item you keep should bring you joy. Create a home that feels like healing, gentle colors, soft lighting, calm music, books that uplift, scents that soothe. This is your sanctuary now. Let it reflect the new you, not your past pain. 2. Build a new rhythm around your peace. After toxic people leave, you might feel an empty space in your day, less drama, fewer calls, fewer arguments. That's not loneliness. That's freedom, waiting to be filled with purpose. Here's how to rebuild your rhythm. A morning peace practice. Start each day slowly and intentionally. Sit quietly with a cup of tea or coffee. Read a few lines from a spiritual or inspiring book. Listen to calming music. Breathe deeply and ask, what do I need today to feel peace? This is how you teach your nervous system, you are safe now. Be gentle movement. Don't let age define your strength. Even a 10-minute walk, stretching routine, or gardening can create joy chemistry in your brain. Movement clears emotional fog. C. Limit toxic media. Just because the toxic people are gone doesn't mean you should replace them with toxic TV news or online noise. Your peace is sacred. Guard it. Choose content that uplifts, not frightens or angers. 3. Strengthen your inner circle. Slowly but intentionally. Now that you've cleared space, it's time to let in the right kind of people, even if it's just one or two. Here's who to look for. The present listener. They don't talk over you. They don't correct your feelings. They listen with warmth and curiosity. The silent companion. You don't have to entertain them. You can sit in peaceful silence and still feel connected. The faith builder. They encourage your spiritual growth. They talk about the soul, purpose, meaning, not gossip or complaints. The gentle encourager. They believe in your ability to heal, to create, to enjoy life, even at this age. They speak life into you. One or two people like this can transform your entire atmosphere. Don't rush. Don't force it. But stay open. Be where these people gather, and become one of them too. 4. Rediscover joy in solitude. You don't always need people around to be happy. One of the greatest joys after letting go is discovering that your own company is enough. Here's how to find magic in being alone. Write letters to your younger self. You've survived so much. Talk to that version of you who once didn't know if they'd make it. Start a gratitude journal. Every evening, write down 3 things that made you smile: a good meal, a breeze, a kind word, a sunset. Talk to God. Talk to the universe. Ask questions. Cry. Laugh. Listen. Feel. Create rituals. Light a candle before bedtime. Take afternoon tea. Watch the same movie every Friday night. These small routines become anchors of joy. Solitude isn't punishment, it's a pathway to self-love. 5. Become the person you needed when you were younger. This might be the most powerful step of all. You've lived through pain. You've been used, misunderstood, taken for granted. You've felt alone in crowded rooms. You've cried in silence. You know what it's like to carry unspoken burdens. Now, turn your wisdom into purpose. Mentor someone younger. A grandchild, a neighbor, a struggling stranger. Share your story. Show them peace is possible. Volunteer in small ways. Your experience, your patience, your heart. Someone out there needs exactly what you have. Speak light into dark places. Every time you encourage someone else, you heal a part of yourself. You are no longer surviving. You are guiding, glowing, and giving in a way only elders can. 6. Live like peace is your new home. After 70, peace isn't a luxury, it's your birthright. That means no more apologizing for needing quiet. No more forcing connections that feel one-sided. No more giving people the benefit of the doubt when they've already taken too much. Now you live by new rules. If it drains you, you let it go. If it scares your spirit, you walk away. If it brings joy, you lean in. If it brings calm, you stay. You've earned this chapter. And this time you get to write it your way. Final message: the end is the beginning. You didn't cut those people out because you're bitter. You did it because you're finally awake. And now, you are free to build a life that looks like love, sounds like laughter, feels like peace, and tastes like freedom. You are not too old to grow. You are not too late to shine. You are not broken. You are becoming. This is your season. Live it lightly, live it bravely, and above all, live it on your terms.